If you're a streamer, a small broadcast operation, or even a huge theater, chances are you've been in the market for video playback software. You want a way to show pre-recorded videos like commercials, B-roll, packages, or graphics, and you'd like a way to organize and play back all that media live on air. Hardware solutions can seem overkill, like investing in a video server or a broadcast deck, and software solutions are typically just as expensive. My big issue with hardware solutions is that they're typically super precise and picky about which media they can play, and I don't really want all that extra legwork. I found myself wishing for a solution that could smoothly play any video file I threw at it. There's a great, free, open source solution that might already be installed in your computer, our favorite little traffic cone, VLC. And with a little tweaking, we can turn it into a super flexible video playback solution. To get started, download VLC from videoland.org/VLC and install it if you haven't already. VLC is cross-platform, so you can follow along on Mac, Windows, or Linux. You just might find some of the options are tucked away in different places or called something slightly different. So for my example, I'm going to be using Mac. I've got my laptop set up where I'm going to do all my controls, and then I've got this monitor where I'm going to display all the video. But you can really imagine that this could be anything that takes a video input, like a projector, a hardware switcher like the A10 Mini, or you could even go straight into a live streaming software like OBS. To set up VLC optimally for video playback work, we're going to mess around in the preferences, which you can open by going into the menu bar like this, or you can press Command and comma. I've got a fresh install, so everything should be from scratch. Okay, so let's set up VLC for video playback. I like to set it to dark, just personal preference. VLC status menu icon, couldn't hurt. Continue playback, I set to never because I want it to start from every clip from the very beginning. Apple remote, that's actually useful if you want a little physical remote to set off all your videos, so I don't have one, but you can use it. Media keys, that's useful. Turn it off if you don't want to accidentally set it off if you're working with some sort of music software on the same computer, like Spotify. Sometimes they'll override each other. That's it for this screen, so let's go to audio. There are some advanced audio settings that I'll touch on later in the video, so let's leave this alone for right now. Maybe, if you'd like, keep the level audio between sessions. So here on the video tab is where most of our work is going to get done. We're going to untick this, the show video within the main window, so we get a pop out. We want to turn off window decorations. We're going to turn on black screens in full screen mode, but we're not going to do this start in full screen. I've just had some trouble getting this to work, going directly to another monitor. I prefer to drag it on and then make it full screen on the other monitor. I just have better luck doing that. And there's some more advanced settings down here. So for subtitles and OSD, go ahead and disable it so you don't have any distracting player pause markers popping up on your video. Input and codecs, if you know what you're doing, you can mess around here. Hotkeys are super useful. Later down in this video, I'll show you how to set like cues for your video so you can play back with your keyboard using the function keys and start playing videos at certain preset times. So now we're done setting some of the basic preferences. We're going to go to show all, and then we're going to set some more advanced settings. First thing we're going to do is go to video and then disable show media title on video. That's a awful feature. Anything else here? No, doesn't look like it. Then we're going to go to interface, main interface, and then Mac OS X. We're going to do show previous and next, show shuffle and repeat, and then show audio effects. And that'll just give us some more options to play with if we have anything with audio, or if we're going to set a playlist up to autoplay. I like to turn off auto playback of new items. I don't want anything auto playing. We're going to turn off show full screen controller because we don't want anything cluttering our video feed. We're going to turn off resize interface native video size. You can lock the aspect ratio or turn that off, depends on what you're doing. I'm going to keep it on. And those are all the settings that you really need to set. If you want to go a little overkill, you can disable the dock popping up and then disable the toolbar, but that'll kind of limit the actual computer's usability. So let's click save and then let's restart VLC. Just close it down. And we're going to open back up, and it's in the dark theme, which is very nice. And look, we've got more controls. We've got forward and back, we've got stop, we've got the audio controls button. I'm going to show you how I like to set up my control interface to send video to external sources. So let's get started with that. So I've downloaded a few pre-recorded videos as examples of what you might want to use VLC to show on your live broadcast. I've got a commercial, I've got a countdown timer graphic, and I've got some B-roll. All are super useful in making our production look professional. So in order to add media to VLC to play out, it is as simple as selecting what you want, clicking, dragging, and dropping, and then everything is loaded into VLC. And then to get our pop-out window for our other monitor, you can just play a clip, it'll pop out with no distractions, no controls. We're just gonna drag it over, double click to make it full screen, and there we go. We've got this monitor or any hardware switcher. And now I can switch between any of the videos I wanna play seamlessly, showing graphics or B-roll or commercials super easily. And there we go. That's how you can use VLC to play out videos without much of a hassle. You can organize your playlists, you can pause, you can skip forward or back, you can track using the scroll bar, you can set up different playlists, you can shuffle or autoplay, you can stop playing. I wish there was a way to sort of preview icons of the videos on Mac. I think you can do it on Windows. I've had no luck getting it to work on this, but as long as everything is labeled correctly, you should have no problem playing out the correct video that you want to play. And the best part about VLC is it takes pretty much anything you throw at it, any format, any resolution, any frame rate, and it will do its best to play it out regardless. VLC comes preloaded with a bunch of tools that make it quite the competitor against software that can cost over $1,000. I'm gonna set this to loop while I show you some of the features. So while that's playing, I'm going to go up here to Window. I'm gonna open up Video Effects, I'm gonna open up Audio Effects, I'm gonna open up Bookmarks, and then I'm gonna open up Media Information. So now I've got a bunch of extra things that we can use to control our video playout. So you can just organize it however you'd like. Gets a little bit cluttered, but no biggie. So I've got all my windows organized. I've got my playlist where I can select which video I'd like to play with all of the controls that I need. Then we've got the media info window, which shows technical information about the resolution and the frame rate, or the statistics where we can go see the bit rate. Down here we've got the video effects, and this is super powerful. We've got image adjust, which means we can change the hue of our video, the contrast, brightness, saturation, and gamma. You can even do a sharpen filter or film grain. Then you can crop your videos, which could be useful. You need to, it's by pixel, so let's say 500. There we go. So you can crop out things that you don't want. I'm gonna reset that. Under geometry, you can transform your videos, you can rotate it all the way around. You can flip it horizontally. Let's see that in action. There we go, there's our horizontal flip. You can flip it vertically. There's our fruit on the ceiling. Cool, I'm gonna turn that off. You can zoom in. You get this little window to pick where you wanna zoom. That's super helpful. Oop. Yeah, be careful about, making that not full screen. So right now, I don't actually have a preview window on the computer that I'm running my control system, so I'm dependent on actually seeing this screen right now. But there is a feature called Clone that makes a second copy of what's being output, but I haven't had any luck getting it to be full screen on one display and then a preview on another, but I'm sure it's possible. Moving on to the color tab, more color settings. You can do like a sepia filter, which is kind of cool. Gradient, play around with some of this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Water effect. Oh, that's really cool. Check that out. Psychedelic. If you want to do some kaleidoscope stuff, waves, ooh, fun effects. And then under miscellaneous, you can add text. If you want to, you can move that left. You can move it, top left. That's pretty useful if you want to just add text in a jiffy to your video. And then there's also a logo feature where you can just give it a logo, a file path. And then choose where you want it. I don't have anything right now. Moving on to the audio effects. If you're playing out video with audio, you've got a ton of control. You've got a pretty flexible graphic EQ here with some presets loaded in. Or disable that. You've got an audio compressor, which is super useful. Spatializer, I actually don't know what that is. There's also volume normalization, which is super useful. There's a karaoke mode if you want to, broadcast some sort of karaoke thing. I don't know why you would want to, but you can still do it. Bookmarks are also super useful. Say you've got this countdown. You don't want to start it at 10, you want to start it at 5. So under bookmarks, you can just go to wherever you want your bookmark to be, and then click add. And then we've got the name of our description. We can edit that, call it countdown start at 5 or whatever you want. And it's going to play the video starting exactly where we set it. Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, okay, I guess it has to be playing for you to jump to it. It looks like if you want to use the bookmarks, it has to be the current clip playing, but you can just load in whatever clip that you have it on and then jump right to your bookmark. So another great thing about VLC is that if you want to control it remotely using either a Stream Deck or the BitFocus companion web buttons on something like your phone or on a tablet, it's super easy to integrate with BitFocus companion. You can play, pause, bring up clips, and that's a great way to do it if you'd like a more tactile interface. And if you want to play transparent graphics, you can make your graphics with a green background, and then in OBS or whatever mix you're using, key out the green background and layer it on top of your video. And that's how I've been using VLC as a pretty flexible playback solution for video. I'm not super keen on paying, $1,000 for hardware or software that can do pretty much everything that VLC can do, and it's totally free, it's open source, it's cross-platform, and it's not picky about what you throw it at, which is awesome. It's super powerful. I'm curious to see how everyone else can, make it their own. It'd be cool to see sort of a standalone GUI interface that looks a little bit more like other playback softwares, but honestly, this is pretty nifty and pretty handy. I've had no real complaints about using VLC for playback so far. I'm excited to see what people can do with this. Certainly a great alternative to Hyperdeck. The A10 Mini doesn't play back media, which kind of sucks, so this is great if you've got an extra laptop or desktop or even a Raspberry Pi sitting around. Super flexible. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you use this in any sort of production setting. It'd be cool to see your setups, and let me know if you can improve on my setup in the comments. I'm sure it's not perfect. I'm sure I've skipped over some crucial settings. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and catch you next time.